also known as Chango, has just been released from a New York State prison. He, along with his partner, Tito, ran a...
But for those that don't know, my man Chango was having a dinner or just a night out with Harvey Weinstein. These crazy ass women came through. They were bugging the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? And my man was sitting there watching this shit live in the flesh, and I just want you to give the people a breakdown of what really happened, because the news and everybody's trying to turn these bitches into some courageous people and shit like that. And at the end of the day, they were really fucking clout chasing, and they were fucking rude, and they invaded this man's space, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they invaded all of our space, you know, but that was a collaborative effort, and it was staged, and that's what's corny about it, you know. You don't gotta pretend to feel that way. That's, I mean, how fake is that? But on another note, and I don't speak for Mr. Weinstein. I don't work for him. You know, I don't have any connection to him. You know what I'm saying? Other than that night. So anybody, whomever it is, you got a right to privacy, bro. No matter what, even if you're in the public, you know. So if she could do that to him, she could do that to me. She could go from rape. She could go from what she called him. I can't even say it. You see that? She could go from what she called him to calling me a murderer. Then what? What happens to me? I got to sit in the back, or I got to go in the kitchen, or what I got to do? Hide out? Or there's somebody somewhere that can say something about her. And people have already, you know? So it's just unfair, you know? People always trying to tag other people, or you know, in prison, the murderer talks about the rapist, and the rapist talks about the pedophile, and the pedophile talks about the, you know, it's like all downhill. At the end of the day, everybody's in the same place. We all out here. Different people make different mistakes. Different people accuse of different things. You just can't walk up on people and be doing that. Well, what if that would have got a negative reaction somewhere else from other people, you know? What if that would have turned into something in there? Over what? Over you staging a little incident so that you can step up into the limelight? So, you know, you raping him. You raping him of his privacy. You raping him of everything that he was expecting to have that night. Obviously, he's welcome there, right? So, what do you got to say about it?
Well, that's what I was saying in the video that I did. I'm like, yo, if he's welcomed in the establishment, who the fuck are you to walk in there and say anything? If you don't like what's going on, fucking leave.
Yeah, and listen, man, your come up shouldn't be somebody else. You know, plain and simple. You're gonna step all over him that night so you could look better the next morning. For who? You gotta respect. It goes beyond you embarrassing somebody. It goes beyond you ousting somebody. It goes. How about family? How about kids? That I don't know, man. It's kind of weird, man. You know. I walk past people. I know that are on a run for shit. What am I gonna do? I say, hey, bro, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be pointing out who's who to who. Nobody in there had a problem with it before she started speaking. So I don't get it. I don't understand. What's the logic behind that? All of that for what? What did you accomplish?
Well, what she accomplished.
Tomorrow maybe nobody be interested to talk to her. Now what? You know?
Or she gets behind the scenes and whatever she thinks she's got popping off slowly starts to fucking shrivel up and fucking fly away, because the 5 minutes of fame doesn't last too long. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you don't capitalize on this,
it's disingenuous.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't capitalize on this immediately, like she went to TMZ, right? You told me that she was putting, well, you did the video, you sent it to me, you know, that was mad love. She's putting makeup on her face, like, come on, son. Like, at the end of the day, that's totally staged. And like you said, there's a lot of people that I see every day. What, am I going to go in the bodega and tell them not to make you a sandwich? Well, I'm going to tell the dude not to rent you a room.
And I mean, you know, you just got to be careful who you pointing at, man. You got more things pointing back at you than you pointing out, bro. Look, you can't be judgmental against one. Well, but how many people listen to Michael Jackson music still?
To this day, you got people. I did an interview with Peter Gunz, and Peter Gunz told me he doesn't believe that Michael Jackson did that. But he's like, I still listen to his music and shit, but I wouldn't let my kids be around him. But I'm like, in my heart, I'm gonna just tell you how I feel. There's no way in hell that somebody keeps accusing you of some shit and you keep bringing kids to your fucking house. That shit just doesn't make sense, bro. But perfect example.
All right, well, how many people still listen to R. Kelly?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So what I'm trying to say is, man, there's, you know, you might consider somebody ugly, but somebody considers you ugly. You consider that guy guilty. Somebody considers you guilty of something. You know what I'm saying? All of us do things that other people don't approve of. And so we all have people judging us. Now, the greater you are and the bigger you are, the more people are waiting for you to fall, and more people are, you know, pointing and scrutinizing your life. I don't know that man. I don't know his personal habits. I'm not linked to him professionally, and I'm just saying you just have to respect people no matter what, bro. Simple as that, man. You know, it's like in prison, dudes, you know, they make fun of the skinny gay guy, but they don't say nothing to my man over there that's lifting the whole yard up and is gay. You know what I'm saying? They don't say nothing to him. As a matter of fact, he could pat them on the butt on a basketball court, and it's all good. But the other little skinny feminine white dude, you know, he gets harassed every day. It's just bullshit. You got people that judge other people and forget they being judged by many other people. We don't all satisfy other people's standards.
No, you're definitely right, and that's one thing that I noticed when I was a kid. I used to stand up for people, like getting bullied and shit like that. I never liked that shit. But there's one thing that you said, they always pick on a weak victim. They think they could pick on people that are a punching bag or in a vulnerable position, and now everybody wants to come like they mad gangster and shit, but go address the other motherfuckers, but you won't say nothing to them, though, so that's the bugged out shit.
Yeah. Yo, listen, bro, in the 90s, right, it was it was like it was a trend, you know, on Rikers Island, you know. You could be sleeping, and some motherfuckers form a coup, and they take the phone, and they bring it to the back, in our facility downstairs. Here you go. Anybody that wants to use this phone from now on, come back here and fight. And it's not everybody that goes to the back. Like, sometimes you go to the back, you get your ass whooped, sometimes you don't. But that was a strong lesson for me to see that the big mouth all of a sudden be like, nah, I don't really use the phone anyway. I don't need to go back there. Or no, I gotta go lock in. Or, you know what I'm saying? So it's just lesson after lesson after lesson of seeing people bully other people one way or the other, with your name, with your reputation, with this, with that, with your influence, with your money, with whatever it is, bro, whatever you use it. So I'm on the other side. I'm with the nerds, but I'm not the nerd, you know? So I'm thinking, stop judging people. Stop thinking for people. Stop talking about people. Those all sound like good things to stop doing. Fuck.
Nah, you most definitely right, man. At the end of the day, I'm into entertainment. I vlog. I talk my shit. But it's to a degree, and I try to remain respectful in the sense I don't bring up people's family members or wives or whatever. You're doing something stupid in the street and made the news, I talk about it and shit like that. But people take it to a whole nother level where they think that, I don't know, for some reason, because they're popular on Instagram or their Twitter's jumping to some shit like that, like their word is like coming from the Lord or something, and they could judge everybody, they could point fingers, they could ridicule people. But at the end of the day, you start looking at these people's dirty laundry or what they've done in the past or just the way they behave and they treat people, and you start seeing that these people are garbage, son. They're not even something that represents excellence or anything to that degree. So now this chick is gonna put on her makeup, hand her phone to her friend, and start doing crocodile tears, and all of a sudden now she gets to sell this video to fucking TMZ. Come on, son, you know she got...
You know, crying for her is normal because she's a struggling actress, right?
Yeah.
And putting on that little skit is nothing. It's nothing, you know. I was there. I sat there. I saw her. You passed the phone to your homegirl so she could record. What is that? If you have a sudden outburst, what time do you have to form a narrative and get a fucking director, an assistant to start putting shit together for you and record it? What was the purpose of that?
Well, they came there with that agenda, and then I seen that there was a comedian. Were you there for the comedian too?
Sure.
Were you the one that was like, shut up? It sounded like you.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I'm not talking like, they the enemy. Everybody got the right to say whatever they got to say. I would never tell her to shut up. I wouldn't be disrespectful like that.
Okay.
Everybody has a voice. Everybody has the same voice, So those were the people that were bullying her and doing that. Those people were in the front. We were sitting all the way in the back. We were sitting all the way in the back in the first booth, and away. So we could hear them doing that. But different people were taking shots, But at the end of the day, how many, what do you get out of this? You pass by a fucking person and you take a shot in his ribs and you keep it moving. There's a point in your life where you're gonna be stopped somewhere. There's people gonna be hitting your ribs, bro.
It's karma, man. The universe gives you back what you dish out. So you know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point, you want to make sure that you keep things kind of clean. Like in my community, I make sure I do charitable shit. We about to do our Christmas charity giveaway. We're gonna do something for Thanksgiving for the people that are normally doing shit like that. As much things as I know that maybe I put out there in the world, I try to do double that. And keep my head on straight. And like I said, when I walk the streets or I know somebody's doing this or somebody's up to that, it's not my position to fucking try to school you or hit you with the moral compass. I tell you what's right and what's wrong, you know what I'm saying? But for you to, I don't know, like try to banish people or think that you like are the hierarchy and you're gonna break things down and you're gonna put this person.
Yeah, who the fuck? You get to ostracize people. You get to say what's what, I mean, you probably could. Bro, not probably. She couldn't sit on that man's toilet. You know what I'm saying? Literally. Think about that. So, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled also to voice your opinion. But with that comes a word respectfully, So, that would have went a long way, As he didn't address anybody. He tried to stop us from addressing them.
I got you. He was like, yo, chill out. Well, what was, when you seen her walk in, what was she just drinking? Was she just chilling out? Like, what was the whole thing? What was your reaction initially to it all?
Well, I don't know what she was drinking, brother, but, they were across from us. I don't know what she was drinking, but it's a bar, right? So, everybody's drinking. I was just shocked, bro, because I don't know, man. You got different people talking about why I'm sitting there, and they use the phrase that she used. That really ain't nobody's fucking business. Why I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there, and it's my business why I'm sitting there. But it comes to a shock to anybody to be in the middle of a conversation and that someone just starts, just yelling at the top of her lungs and just continues to yell and yell, and she was trying to incite the crowd. Like,
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just shocked, bro. I was just shocked, and to try to get her to calm down, so let me get up and see if I could offer this person, I don't know, a word or a chill, or sometimes that's what it takes for you to defuse the situation. But since it was a skit, there was no way I was gonna be able to interrupt it because they had to finish the skit in order to get the good,
Yeah, they.
And that's what nobody else knows, since the people that are not there, they wouldn't know. But there's plenty of other people that turn their phones on, and I'm sure those will surface.
Well, that was the thing that. I'm not saying I'm the sharpest tool in the shed or whatever, but I watched the clip. I watched how she was behaving. I watched how she wasn't really looking around at anybody else, and she kept turning to him because she was focused on the camera. So.
And you saw how she was pointing?
Yeah, she was making it very dramatic. But.
Yeah, very dramatic.
But she was trying to keep her focus on the camera. So I'm like, yo, this shit looks like kind of staged to me, brother. This is like set up a certain type of way. And then I see that, you know what I mean? You got the comedian later on talking her shit. So what's the chances that two people along the course of the same night are gonna try to get the same reaction or incite the crowd in a particular type of way? Like, that doesn't really happen.
Yeah. Well,
somebody sent them there.
That's called organized confusion, you know?
Most definitely.
So, but a lot of people, you know, they'll call you you know, you got a wild imagination when you start talking to them about organized confusion. But yeah, man, there's people, you know, people get planted to do things like that. You know, people
Agents of chaos.
You could drive the stock market down by doing that shit in the right places at the right time about the right products. You know what I'm saying? That shit is deep. So, whatever, man. God bless her. You know, whatever she got, I guess. Hope it was worth it.
Well, do you feel that it gave you some type of notoriety anyway? Because you're already infamous in your own legacy and in your own right in a certain way. So, do you feel that that can help you in any way, or do you feel that it hinders you, or do you not really give a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
You know, all of that is on my mind. A little overtime, actually, you know. But what else? I mean, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? You know. So, but you know, this is the thing. When you feel good about what you did or do, say or stand, it doesn't really hurt you as much if you got to stand there alone. You understand that?
Well, you've done that once already with the Central Park 5, so you're
No, I've done that. The Central Park 5, right, were they ended up being in totality, number 7 of people who I've helped to exonerate. Really, there's people that don't know. You know, and that they made number 7, right? But in the last couple of months, there's a number 8. So there's things that, you know, my approach with this, I'm not really trying to brag about being YTC and killing shit. And the worst thing I consider myself is a murderer. So, you know, I'm looking at things from different perspectives. So that's why you see I don't promote that, you know. We could talk about it, it's true, but I don't want to dwell on it too much because the shit keeps me up at night a lot of times.
Well, I seen that when I first met you, your energy was like, you know, I was pumped up, we were talking shit, but I kind of seen that you were like, all right, that's cool, brothers, but I don't want to seem as if I'm like, you know what I'm saying, egging shit on or like championing something or whatever the fuck. It is what it is. We're going to do the interview.
Sure.
Yeah, but I got that from you.
Sure. Because, you know why? Because you don't got to be an athlete or a rap artist or an actor, a doctor to have people that follow you or that love you or that you inspire. So if you still, in my opinion, right, if you still believe in that shit from before and you still bragging about that or that's your resume, then the people that you influence, that's what they're going to look at too, like it's all right or still acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's deep, brother. You're definitely right, because there's people that will look up to you specifically just for that, but if they see you walking a different walk and giving it to them straight with no chaser, like, nah, son, this is what it is. I know who I am. I know what we did, and yeah, it seems like fun from the outside if you're watching a fucking movie, but when you gotta live it, there's a lot of long nights, brother. You know what I'm saying? To leave it at that.
Yeah, you know, because, you know, you come outside and you know, if you go to work, you that guy at work, 9 to 5, whatever your shift is. And if you on the corner, you that guy, whatever that is. But when you come home, you got to keep it real with yourself. God damn, you got to look in that mirror. God damn, and you got to lay in that bed either by yourself or with somebody else that knows you for you, not for the guy in the corner, for the guy from the 9 to 5. So, you got to be able to live with yourself, right? I can't really live comfortably with myself, knowing what I know now through maturity and having suffered and regretted so much to then be promoting that. because it will go against all the stuff I already did, bro. My sister rotted to death. Fuck, I can't be calling people, you know, what they used to call them kind of people back then, because that's what my sister was. So, from everything we learned, from everything that we suffer, we can learn, man. And I'm suffering a whole lot, and I'm still going through things. So, I'm not trying to be promoting or negative. I'm not against the ladies that were there that night. I'm just saying you did something that was real whack. I happen to have been sitting next to somebody that I respect a great deal and just got to meet. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was
that's mad crazy.
Thing for me.
To meet somebody for the first time, like me meeting y'all for the first time a couple weeks ago, and now all of a sudden somebody comes like, Uncle Nick, I hate you, motherfucker. Y'all would look at like it would it would have been bugged out.
Yeah, that shit is wild. You gotta, you know, I don't know what it is to other people, man, but that shit was wild to me. If you look at the video, I sat there like shocked, like what the fuck? Like we had at an actor's place, right, showcasing, you know, new talent, let's say, so to speak, right? And wasn't much talent there that night, but anyway, so we there. So I'm thinking, is this chick what is she doing? I mean, this is a skit, but is this shit part of the night, or this shit is real? This shit is game, all right? So, you know, I'm the only wolf there, right? I'm the only, you know, night guy there, so to speak, you know, the street guy.
Yeah.
So I'm always alert. I'm checking out movement, motherfuckers. You move too close to me, I'm checking you out. If the lights is too dim, I got a fucking rule. Don't stand too close, motherfucker. If the lights is super dark, then don't stand around at all. So whenever I'm someplace like that, I'm looking around, I'm catching things, and I'm looking, and I'm seeing, and I'm checking them out, and then I'm talking to him, and then I'm like, what the fuck? That shit was like napalm.
No, I'm telling you, that's like, what that reminds me of is like, not to get back into some negative shit, but like there was one time I was doing something uptown and we were right on the corner, and all of a sudden the D's came like, blow, and just hit the corner 2 times, mad fast, and I was just like, in astonishment, like, what the fuck just happened just now, and yada, yada, yada. It's like you get stuck like a deer in a headlight, like, this can't be happening, this, like, it just doesn't register, it doesn't make sense.
And then on top of that, for you to be saying that, I'm like, you know, damn, she's talking about me. What the hell's going on here? You know, like everybody's looking. How do they know who you're talking about? And you just smear everybody at a table when you do that. Whether you accusing everybody or not, because you're doing it by proxy. What's going on with you? Like, that's crazy.
Well, then on the flip side of the coin now people are looking at it like, who is this guy with the white T-shirt with Harvey? Maybe people...
All right, well, I'm sure people wondering, who's this dark-skinned midget? Well, it ain't Tattoo. It's Chango. But, you know, even that, who should care? You know?
No. What I'm saying now...
forgot me already.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying now is that now other people, that was just an evening to go out and chill, do whatever, you know what I'm saying, relax. But now people are like, oh, Chango's hanging out with this word or whatever. Oh, look, Harvey's hanging out with this word now. Oh, look, like people can come up with their own shit that it was unnecessary, like to even... Like, that's nobody's business, really, at the end of the day, is what I'm trying to say. Like, y'all should have just been able to do y'all.
It's nobody's business, and it is no business. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Like I just said, I'm sure he forgot about me already. I'm sure I'm sure he's glad to forget that night in its entirety. You know?
Got
but
you.
it was still for me. To me, it meant something. You know? To me, it meant something. And like I said, he's not convicted. And just for the record. Obviously, I have spoken up for and probably I had spoken up for rapists, and that was Matias Reyes, and I don't back down from that because You gotta be in the bowels to find out how you would change if you were down in the bowels. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be down there where you know ain't nobody coming for you, and all you got is the people around you. If all the people you got around you are serial killers, and you on the floor and you need mouth to mouth, you're gonna be begging one of the motherfuckers to give you that mouth to mouth, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it doesn't matter.
No, it don't, and it won't. So I've already learned in the worst place that I could be, where I lived with a serial killer on my left, right on the same gallery, and right next door to me, and with one on the right. I already learned not to be judging people, and I live a better life like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be thinking about how much money this one spend and what you're doing and who's who and that ain't right and this ain't right. I'm sure half the things I do other people don't consider right. And if I reserve the right to say mind your motherfucking business, everybody else should have reserved the same right too.
Nah, that's true, brother. At the end of the day, that's really what it boils down to. And I learned that, like, I haven't had an extensive jail history or prison history such as yourself, but I've been arrested mad times in my life. And they were things that I used to go through, and I used to see people get arrested for stuff and different things. And sometimes it would look petty. Sometimes it would look juvenile. Sometimes I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this person thinking? But you don't know what they're going through in their life, why they made that decision, and now this is the outcome.
That's right.
So I just kind of learned to have an easier time. I crack a joke about things, whatever's going on.
Yeah, you do your thing. Yo, you be having me laughing a lot of times, right? I know I could tune in, and I know I'm guaranteed I'm going to at least smile, right? But look, you asked me earlier about the infamy and this. Well, I wish I wasn't infamous, but I know that I am. So, but that's dormant, and I'm active trying to do better things in order to create a new history. As far as the people that associate me with supposed monsters and bad people, maybe that's something that was given to me by the universe, where I was at, where I wasn't judging nobody, was able to talk to people, where I learned and have a more tolerance and acceptance and open mind for people, and that's what's helping me nowadays. See? So you learn from anything and everybody that's around you. You can learn from an animal, straight up. So I learned not to do that, and I consider it a gift. It's helping me. I don't need to judge nobody, and that helps me get closer to people, and that allows me to be 100% transparent with people, and those people that considered monsters to other people feel like they could be transparent, and there you go. It's fucking euphoria, bro, because everybody else is pretending or faking a fuck. But you can live a better life if you just worry about your own shit, not worry about who's fucking who and who did what and who made more and who's beating who and whose chain is bigger, whose rap video is stronger. Get your ass out of here with all this useless ass information, bro. Worry about your house. Worry about getting a house.
That's deep, brother. You teaching me some shit right now, because I be getting mad frustrated. I can't front, but the way you breaking it down is that it's got to be like water on a duck's back or whatever. Just rolls right off. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't let it get to you. Just keep pushing forward, because throughout all that madness and those thoughts, there's a clearer direction you're supposed to be headed in, and you're not on some monk shit or something like that, but you just you understand the overs and unders in life, and you can't be that judgmental or that harsh or that critical. And if you invest a lot of time and energy into stuff like that, what do you have left for yourself? And you probably feel bad about yourself, and you compare yourself to other things, and you beat yourself down opposed to pick yourself up and put yourself in a position to be right to help people. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I've always heard you say you've been arrested a lot of times, right? It always resonates with me, because I like for people to be honest about that and not hide it, right? And how good did you feel knowing when you got arrested that you'll be out in 2 days, 3 days, whatever it took, because it was some bullshit or it was serious and you had to bail?
Well, it honestly, the first few times I was nervous. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I don't understand. But then I started to make more friends. So my friends will be there. I started to know the COs. I got more familiar with the environment. So then the consequence didn't really bother me as much anymore. So sometimes I'll be there for 2-3 days. Sometimes they remand me to my next court date like 14, 15 days later. Then they let me go. Sometimes I get a 30 days. Sometimes they, R&R. It was a whole various different things. But the thing that changed my mind one day, I got remanded and they were doing suicide watch. And the nigga came and woke me up and they were painting some shit on the wall, but they didn't really finish it. I didn't really know what they were doing. Whatever. So when I went in the night, because he woke me up to try to look through the little shit to just see what niggas are doing or whatever, the shit was finished and it said DOC, Department of Corrections. And yo, that shit resonated with me, son, because you got Department of Transit, you got Department of Economics, you got Department of Education, you got Department of Finances, you got all kind of departments in the city, Department of whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But you in Department of Corrections, nigga. It's that simple. You got to make a correction in your life. So that's when I started dressing differently. I started getting out of the neighborhood that I was in, hanging out on those blocks so much. I went back to school to get an associate's, and I slowly but surely started making adjustments in my life to make my life different. Because in the beginning, I was nervous. Then when I got to know niggas and know the COs and know the ins and outs and what was what, I really didn't care because somehow I thought that was cool. And that day when I saw that on the wall, I don't know what clicked in my mind, but I was like, nah, son, I'm tired of being in here. This shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? So I changed everything.
Well, imagine if you're sitting in that bullpen and you know you ain't coming back for at least 15, 20, 25 years. You're going to start thinking all the little bullshit, whatever bullshit one of us has that's still going on, the little side chick, the chicken head, the car that you left parked, all that shit just starts to fall apart or out of your mind because none of that shit no longer matters, bro. You know, all the contacts. Oh, you can have 1,000 contacts now, you probably only in touch with 20, 30 people daily. So all of that falls apart. You know you're going away for a long time. So, man, if you can't get serious then, there ain't no serious in you, bro, because that's day one that you know you about to go. So 10, 15 years later, if you still the same dude, ain't no adjustments for you, man. You know?
Well, that was the thing. I left my house when I was young. I was a street kid. My mother's dead. My father, I don't know where the fuck that nigga's at. So there weren't people for me to call. They weren't like, I was a lot of the times out in the streets, so I just got accustomed to not having a support system. Bitches would come in and I don't have a kid because of certain stuff and different shit, and I was irresponsible and certain chicks left and I kept getting arrested, or I would lose an apartment, lose clothes, and I just didn't give a fuck. I don't know what was going on in my mind. Maybe I was broken as a person and I was just trying to find myself, picture myself somewhere else. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense to people, but I like, things just went over my head, man. I guess maybe because of the shit I was going through. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. I tell people all the time, Chango, I'll never have a midlife crisis because I had a teenage crisis. I lost my fucking mind as a teenager into my early 20s, mid-20s, and then I started finding myself a little bit, you know?
Yeah, well, I feel the same way. I feel the same way about that one, bro. As far as you recognizing, if I heard you correctly, being broken, you know, that's good that you could use the word was, because you are aware, you are conscious, you are aware that you no longer are. And obviously, you know, if I just mentioned the education that you sought out, that's just one piece of evidence that shows where you probably connected to repair that broken. But listen, bro, I personally think and say continuously that man can return from anything, from anything, bro, from death row, from bankruptcy, alcoholism, drug addiction, prison, from flatlines, from depression, from anything, man, from cancer, from anything, bro, from prison, from anywhere. Matter of fact, some people done been pronounced dead for 2 minutes, and Jerry the Jew was upstate doing time and came back from that too. Man, can come back from anything, bro. You just have to be the man that wants to come back from that thing. And in my case, I wanted to try and become who I was supposed to be, before I took that detour and started doing all the devilish shit that we used to do. So the eagerness is there every day, you know. So it don't cost nobody nothing to stop and say hi to somebody. It don't cost you nothing to stop. You see people crying on the street, asking if they're all right. It don't cost you nothing to buy somebody a soup. You see it's fucking freezing outside, and you walk by people knowing you got money in your pocket. Share that shit. The more you give away, the more you receive, bro. You know, I've been cold. You know, I've been homeless. How the fuck I'm gonna forget about a person when I walk by them, the slush on the street and they laying on and the jeans is wet? Can't stop to see. You know, when you become that desensitized that you could just step over people and keep it pushing, smoking your blunt, drinking your beer, laughing, whatever the fuck you're doing. Damn, bro. You know.
Well, see, that's the thing. I tell people, I do a lot of charitable shit. People donate to my show, so they send me donations. So we would go out in the summer, we would feed the homeless. We would buy people shoes that needed. Like, we were doing a lot of shit. I'm doing my second annual Christmas drive. But
I've seen some of the videos.
The people do not connect with people that aren't being genuine about it. And if you're not genuine about it, you can't go into the trenches and touch these people. You can't talk to them. You can't try to make them feel better. And like you said, there's mad times where, like, I used to be fucked up, so I'm partial when I see somebody. It'll make me think about, like, what the fuck did you become, nigga, that you think that you so fucking cool now that person asks you for $1 or $2, you know, whatever it is, that you're gonna be like, oh, fuck you. I see people do that shit to people sometimes. Now, sometimes you got some assholes and you know who they are, but for the most part, man, you gotta be, like, if you got a kind heart, man, you're gonna find yourself in good places and good positions in life. That's what I learned, because I used to think being like fucked up to people and all that, like, you know, that would get me in a better place within my position of power. But what is your position of power? You don't have no fucking power. You just got control of yourself.
Well,
because the
you
minute
don't have power if your power is over the powerless, you know?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The minute the cops come and they want to take you or this or that, whatever it was, like, you're powerless. So, you know what I'm saying? I started to realize that, yo, let me just try to, you know, I do have my own negative ways, and everybody has their own little shit, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I do a lot of good shit within my community, so when people see me coming down the street, they smile. They don't feel like,
that's
oh,
good,
shit.
Bro. That's good. You know what? That's a gift. That's a gift, bro. Sometimes the wrong guy comes down the block and people frown, or they hide, or they run, you know?
Well, back in the days...
You're the sunshine for them people. Let me ask you something, bro. You familiar with Michael Robinson? He was in the paper, I believe Sunday. He's fighting his case, man. He was doing time for murder, and he did not commit. We did time. We did about 9 years together. I came home. I lost track. I was supposed to go do something for him, and I ended up being homeless 2 months after I got home. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't want to talk about that, you know, and so I never told him that. So I never got to go check on some things they wanted me to go check on with his family. And, you know, then I found out he was mad at me, so I tried to make a few attempts to reach out to him. It didn't work, and I just said, let me leave it alone. But, yo, if you ever watched fucking, what's that movie, Green Mile, you see how kind that big boy was?
Yeah.
You've watched Green Mile before, right?
Yeah, he was sucking the shit out of the people or with the shit or whatever.
He was what?
He like the fucking people were coming. He was sucking like bugs or some shit out of their like soul or some shit like that, right?
Oh yeah. But the message was that was the gentle giant, bro.
No, I get you. I just wanted to make sure I had the right movie.
Yeah. So this is what we used to call him Big Rob. So I just saw him in the paper, man. I'm so happy that he was released, man. And there's a lot of people, man, that are in there that are innocent, bro. But since everybody that's guilty says they're innocent too, nobody believes the ones that are saying they're innocent and are innocent. But I always knew that this dude was innocent. And I'm so glad to see that, man. So shout out to him. If you listen to anybody that knows him, Big Rob, Michael Robinson, God bless you. I said this mid-sentence while we're talking, though, because I don't want to forget again when I have the opportunity to, you know, send some love his way.
Most definitely. Much respect to Michael Robinson. I'll pick up the papers. I'll look at some stuff. I'll become abreast about what's going on and stuff like that. And maybe I'll do a video on it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
maybe
Sunday's paper, bro. There's a big story on it. Sunday's paper, and I can screenshot it and send it to you. I still have the newspaper here.
Most definitely do that, so I know where to go exactly and shit like that. And I'll check the case out. But this is a wild journey, man, that you've been on. From the streets to thinking one way to going to prison, then being with serial killers and crazy motherfuckers, and then helping out numerous people to now you get in a situation where you're just hanging out with a fucking multi-millionaire fucking Hollywood bigwig and motherfuckers bug the fuck out. Eventually you gotta
man, I felt privileged to be there, my brother, I'm sure people will have a problem with that, but I wouldn't be keeping it real myself with that little bit of joy that I got, because I did feel privileged to be sitting right there. I respect the industry, Yeah. Maybe since I was a kid, we got the best movies, bro, So it's easy for people to give up on people when they're doing bad, bro. It's harder to stick around people. That's the same thing me and Tito did with my kid. We could have been scared and ran away when he got lit up. We stuck around, you know what I'm saying? Well, I've done that. It's been hard for me to stick around Matias Reyes after he confessed for the Central Park Five, right? But I'm glad I did it. All that shit made me strong, bro, super strong inside. Because little by little, when you stand up for somebody the right way, other people that are too scared to be the first to stand up also, they stand also little by little, bro. And then you end up winning. And when you win, you know that you fought the right fight and you won the right cause. So it's easy for a bunch of people to give up on that man. They don't want to be smeared. They don't want to do this. Who knows what grudges they got. But to me, it was a privilege to sit there, man. And that's the truth.
Well, like I said in the video, at the end of the day, because of what I've been through in life, and just me not trying to really dump on people that I personally know and I see going through the struggles and shit like that, I wouldn't cast judgment on dude. And then at the end of the day, you're innocent until proven guilty. So I give people that much respect. Now, if they find you guilty for this, for that, now people can say whatever they want, and I can't contest you to that.
Sure.
That's the law of the land.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But then on the flip side of the coin, there's a chick that comes out and says he did one thing to her now, and her friend comes out and says, no, she told me that she wanted to do it. And then that gets dismissed, and then this, and then that, and you start seeing all these things, and you're like, all right, maybe Homeboy's way of doing his thing, he was flexing his power, but people do that on so many different levels with so many different people, so either you're complicit or you're not. But I don't think that he was taking anything from anybody, you know what I'm saying? But that's just my thoughts, looking at everything and reading everything, but I could be wrong, and I don't want to be insensitive to any victims or anybody, you know what I'm saying, along those lines that have gone through anything. So I'll wait for the case to fully unfold and for them to hand down a verdict.
Sure. That's fair to wait and see. I mean, if you're already going to be tried by 12 people, which comprise of your jury, right? Do you need to be judged every day? You walking somewhere to eat? I mean, you walk someplace to have a cup of tea. You go here, you go there. At what point do you stop being judged? And then the crazy shit is, right? If your case is that sensational and you are proven innocent, they'll still say you fucking guilty. They just won't accept it.
That's the thing that I said in the video, that's the problem with the social media, the regular media, and then with the papers are gonna print up, because they're gonna slay you so much that even when the verdict does come down and you're vindicated, and they're like, nah, there's so much of a black cloud following you that people don't even want to believe it, because they're like, nah, this, you know what I mean? They got the mob mentality, and they've already layered you for mad months, years with this stigma, and now all of a sudden we're going left. That I have nothing to do with that, but they still won't let you go, because that's what they've molded, that's what they shaped, and that's what they sold to the people. And it's a fucked up tactic, and you see them use it a lot now. And it's just easy to brainwash people, and people don't want to read. People don't like changing their opinion and feeling wrong and having to grow as a person, which is another thing.
Yeah.
So
there's still people mad at us for murders that we got accused of and didn't do, and we're dismissed. Motherfuckers still mad. They just don't want to give that shit up. They need that shit. You know what I'm saying? And tell me that's not fucking sad, bro. That's how it is, though.
Well, see, that's the thing. Everybody's not able to grow. And that's what I realized about myself, that yourself is a lot of people out there that is exceptional, that even though you might not be the most fucking intelligent or best speaker or whatever the fuck, you know how to carry yourself, you got your own presence, but at the end of the day, you know how to grow. Because that's the thing that's everlasting. That's the thing that's always going to happen. You're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to figure things out. And coming along the line, you have to develop strategies and game plans. So if you have a better way of thinking, you get better results. And it's like playing chess. You just get sharper. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. But look at the flip side. Right? We only know about us right now in this popular opinion that's going around, right? But how about if that man's family and friends are looking at him like, what the hell you was doing with that gangster? So then I'm the one that's being judged, get it? What you doing with that ex-gangster? What you doing with the reform? Whatever way gangster they put on it, right? What you doing with that? You can't even, what you doing with that black ball? You know? See, there's people, maybe I'm saying on his side, that look at it like I'm the bad one.
Well, that's what I was saying to you earlier. Because I was like, what do you think about people that see you and research you and be like, oh, look, Harvey was with him. And now you're like, you know, because there might be some people on the side like, oh, you was with Chango, that guy, you know what I mean? Whoop-de-whoop, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck that guy, you know. But whatever, you know, it's just the same thing you said, the same thing I said, man. It's just people on opposite sides judging people for different reasons, bro, you know? I don't know. Who's right and who's wrong, right?
Well, I mean, I believe that there's a higher force, there's a Lord or something to that degree. I try to not get super religious, but I do have a spiritual understanding, and I try to stick within certain guidelines I was raised within, you know what I'm saying? Adjust the margins at times or whatever, but I believe that we might not be going to heaven or fucking hell necessarily, but there's something divine within us that when you wake up, you start to really figure out things in the world. You start to notice beautiful shit like nature, like the sky, like just certain stuff. Like you just start to enjoy breathing air.
I'm going through that. I'm going through that right now. Boy, the other day I was in Home Depot and I started to think maybe I should buy some soil and grow some shit.
Yeah, exactly. When you start to tap into like what's really natural and just beautiful and just here for you, you know what I mean? That like there's something divine about that, and when you start tapping into that, you start realizing that you're getting into a better place mentally, physically, because you got to do a little work, but you're having fun and you're growing and you're being healthy and you're exercising your mind in different ways that you normally wouldn't, and then you get back to your other stuff, and now all of a sudden the world just looks different, man. You're just happier. You have different shit to worry about.
That's right. When you change the way you're looking at things, the things you're looking at change. You know what I'm saying? So, you could be the dude that I say excuse me to, and you're like, what the fuck, man? Or you could be the guy that I say excuse me to, and you're like, what's up, man? How can I help you? Boom, everything.
Exactly.
You know? So, I'm on some hippie shit right now.
Well, that's what it really boils down to at the end of the day, man. We gotta, no matter how you feel sometimes inside, everybody's got their own emotions and shit, things. It's a spiritual battle out here on the war field, but we know what's right. We know what's the things to do at this point when you've gone through enough to be like, was that really worth it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Am I going to cry over spilled milk? Am I going to have regrets? No. But am I going to grow and am I going to learn? And are there certain things that are like, damn, son? Yeah, but it is what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? So at this point, what do you do and how do you change and how do you enhance everybody around you, your community, things that you do. Like I said, like back in the day, people might have saw me come down the street and be like, let's just get out of here, because you're gonna start drinking and bugging out or something. You know what I mean? The cops gonna come and send me gonna do something stupid. But now when I come down the street, people are happy to see me. They're like, oh, hey, Uncle Mick. They stop. They want to take videos. Like, yo, I watch your YouTube videos. And 10 years ago.
Yeah, you already, bro, you already, you cloned, man. You cloned yourself.
Yeah, so, but like I said, 10 years ago, that might have not been the case. You know what I'm saying? So it's just beautiful to see where you can go, connect with people like you that are growing and doing their thing. And I'm glad that somebody that was real, you know what I'm saying, that's going to spit the real, was there that night to call the hypocrisy on the whole shit, because that was staged. You could clearly see what was going on. And then to get on all those TV networks immediately right afterwards, and then the Twitter to blow up and this and that. It just seems like they cherry pick people and they throw them out there and they're like, all right, for some reason, you're going to be able to do this. You know what I mean? And it's just disgusting. But you start realizing that once you, I guess, get in that gray area with people where you're doing like side deals and back deals and this and that, excuse me, or whatever the case may be, you're leaving a little room, because we were talking about something earlier, private, off record, and it's like, you sometimes you just, I don't know, man, it's just best to be like, damn, I'm without tonight, then I'm with a lot of problems later on, if you get what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying? So maybe certain things don't work like that for certain people. Maybe you're supposed to be more professional. I don't fucking know, man, what people want to call it, how they want to look at it. I just know that right now, in this day and age, that, yo, it's dangerous to be too friendly with people in a certain way of the opposite sex, because that shit could flip in a whole different way, you know what I mean?
Man, I've been single for 6 years, bro. I don't even stress it, though. To tell you the truth, man, I'm catching climaxes in other ways. And I don't have the headaches and the complaints and the beefing and the jealousy and the bitterness and get it? So I'm chilling. A lot of people think they need to be with somebody. They're afraid to be by themselves. They're afraid of their own thoughts. They're afraid of their own shit. So they need to be with somebody for distraction or routine. You got a bunch of motherfuckers that with women just because they don't have nowhere else to go. They need a bed. So, I know dudes that need an address for parole. That's the only reason they with the person they with. Whatever, bro. I'm out here trying to establish a legitimate podcast, Apartment 107. And my thing is to do serious interviews with people, hopefully that other people don't want to interview. Why the hell wouldn't I want to do something different? I'm still trying to create my own lane since then till now, There's nothing different, and I'm trying to do it in an organized way. I just happen to be organized since way back in the day. Look it up. So it doesn't bother me to go meet a guy wherever I got to go meet him or whomever it is, and I'm not afraid because I'm trying to get it. So I'm trying to bring what nobody else can bring, because that's where the most value is at. I'll keep trying and keep going in different directions, man. I haven't stopped since I started, octopus mentality.
And on that note, I think we talked some good shit, right or wrong?
Well, I sure hope so, because I'm about to go to sleep.
Yeah. I can see that, you probably have more things to do. You seem like a busy, active individual, and you're getting to it every single day. So I'm gonna let you go right now. I recorded this, so I'm gonna it really isn't nothing to edit. I don't think this was a very adult discussion. It was very real, and it was pure. It was organic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All for it uncut.
Yeah, so I'm gonna chop that because I'm gonna play a little music. I was playing a little music beforehand, and then I'm gonna upload that tomorrow to the channel, the whole interview, bada bing, bada boom. But they could follow you, Chango _CP5. They could purchase some merch, you know what I mean, if they hit your honey up, and I throw all that stuff in their interview.
Chango _CP5, and there's different merchandise on there, and there will be more in the coming weeks and months, Every week you get stronger and you do better things and you try other things. And make sure you play that Dope Man by Pave on this joint when you do release it, please.
I got you, most definitely. I gotta find the link.
Aside of that, shout out to InfoMinds a million times.
Most definitely. Shout out to InfoMinds.
Gully TV, everybody that has allowed me to come on their platform.
Yeah, Queens Flip, all those guys.
139.
Yeah.
Huh?
Queens Flip, the real 139, right?
Yeah, Queens Flip for sure. And you know, if I forgot you, please don't smack this shit out of me. My bad.
All right, so on that note, I'm gonna let you go, son.
Take care, man. I'm glad we got to talk on the different and many topics that we did on a personal level, because it allows us to grow also as men between ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, you get to know a person a little bit and get into their mind, and it's all about gradual steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm getting a lot from you, bro. That's not flattery, man. I told you I learned from everything, so I'm getting a lot from you. When I watch, when I hear you joke, when I hear you play, when I hear you this, when I see 10 outfits go back to back, you know what I'm saying?
That shit is just bugged out to make people get out of their moment. There's a lot of people that they stop me in the street and they say, yo, Nick, I was having a bad day, son. But I watch your videos and the shit is just bugged out from beginning to end, and what you saying and how you talk, and it's funny.
Yeah.
You make me forget about my reality for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I like that smoke at the bottom.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Bada bing, bada boom. And do my whole 1-2. I just want my channel to be fun, and like, I do my channel because it's therapeutic for me, and I get away from my personal life. So that's my way to have my little fun and do my little shit, at the same time reach people and do what I'm doing. So it works on both ends. So the way it seems like people could get away and have a laugh, it's the same shit for me too. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, we in agreement with that. Shout out to Greg, aka Jesus.
Most definitely.
All right, bro, I'm gonna let you go.
Yo, I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow, Chango. I'll talk to you in a second, son. Thank you for tuning in and having a discussion with me. All right, one.
Also known as Chango, has just been released from a New York State prison. He, along with his partner, Tito, ran a...